Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to Roll the Hard 20 podcast. It is I, your trusted GM, Brian, welcoming you to another episode of our Dragon's Demand run-through. Before we begin, I want to give a big shout out to fellow slinger Eric Kent for creating a beautiful artistic creation that he sent in to me here at my house. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I want you to enjoy it. I go over it in the first few minutes of the episode. For all of you audiophiles out there, I give a very good description of what it looks like. So unless you want to follow us over on YouTube where you can actually see this thing. So head on over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel at Roll the Hard 20. Click on that little like button. I don't think you can have dislikes anymore, but I don't know why, but anyways. Who'd want to dislike this show anyways? You always want to like this show. And don't forget to hit that little bell too, so you always get alerted when we drop a new episode. Also, I want to give another shout out to our newest Patreon joiner, Samantha. No, I will not use your last name unless you ask me to. If you want to know how to join Samantha on the Patreon page, head on over to patreon.com/rollhard20podcast. We got a few interesting tiers over there. We're always restructuring it to make it more beneficial for you joiners and you listeners. So check that out. Also, don't forget to follow us on any one of our social media footprints. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all my favorite platforms. We're there. Anyways, like I was saying, as we get closer into the holidays, I want to wish everyone a happy holiday and happy new year. I know we'll be dropping episodes still, but I think that some of the content might be a little changed because we'll be losing some of our hard slingers behind the virtual eyes of destiny. But fear not, we will always have something out there for you, and 5 years in the future, that's going to seem seamless anyways. So without any further delay, let's warm up our dice and top off our glass as Roll the Hard 20 podcast presents episode 36 of our Dragon's Demand run-through. The Study. 36. That's kind of cool, man. This thing's just trucking along, and these guys still have a lot of meat and potatoes to eat. Oh, meat and potatoes. Yeah, meat and potatoes. Enjoy. How's everyone doing tonight? We having a good time? Yeah.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Yeah, we are getting close to Christmas. By the way, I know for you people that listen to the show in the future or a couple of years in the future or whatever, it's all going to be seamless. You won't even notice when we miss an episode or two. All that being said, how are the hard slingers doing? You guys doing well?
Hard slingers are having a decent day.
Yeah. Outstanding.
Doing jolly.
Ho, ho, ho.
Well, jollies. Want me to start in right now? Because we've got some business we got to take care of first.
Yeah, let's take care of some business.
All right.
Let's do it.
Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to Roll the Hard 20 podcast. It is I, your trusted DM, GM, handler, referee, and judge, Brian. And with me, the hard slingers. Yeah. Episode 36 of our Dragon's Demand run-through. I need to give a shout out to our newest YouTube subscriber, Aha Bicker. Thanks for joining the show, and I hope that you're enjoying it, and I hope I said your name right. Over on our other social media platforms, we're continuing to grow. More and more fellow slingers are joining the exploits of yours truly and his hard slingers. Over on the Facebook page, we acquired 17 new followers just last month.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
But we need to keep it going. We need to keep it growing. So get your ass over to the page. Make sure you do it. Sign up now. Right, Stabby?
Get to the page. Do it.
Do it.
Do it
You must
now.
subscribe.
Junior, this is a blast from the past. You'll remember this. It's been a while since I've mentioned this individual's name. He's one of the first fellow slingers that actually started joining the Patreon page. Eric Kent. Remember, he's the guy that made those acrylic signs or whatever. He actually got in touch with me the other day, and he said that he made something for the show and that he was going to send it out. And so it showed up today of all days. And so I opened it up first because I want to make sure it wasn't a bomb, and it wasn't a bomb. So Eric, you need to send that bomb. Anyways, this thing is amazing. It's fucking amazing. He called it Desert Kiss. Check this thing out.
Bong.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
Look at this. Now, I know you listeners can't see this, but I'm going to try to describe it as best I can. It's a skull with the mandible open, almost like in a perpetual scream, with this giant tarantula on its head. And the eyes are kind of angled up towards the sky. And I didn't even realize this until he said, it's called Desert Kiss. And it's a dice tower. So,
Oh, get
put the
out.
fucking dice in the eyes.
Oh, dude, that is
Look at
that.
awesome.
Now, obviously, it's
That's
too loud to be
amazing.
rolling online or out on the mics, but we're going to put that right here on the desk. But man, that is beautiful. Eric, again, can't say thank you enough. Someday soon, I'm going to have to dig the rest of the Hard 20 stuff out of the garage and where all the mics and the stands and all the table and stuff are, and actually pull out those signs and get them hung up here in the digital rage room.
If you can, line the bottom of it with like a thin layer of felt, will probably hear most of that noise.
I can't.
I'm
Take
just
away from
saying,
it.
if you want to actually use
awesome,
it,
though. It's so awesome. I wouldn't want to defile.
How do you make that, like 3D printer? Or
Yeah,
is
he's
that,
got a 3D
like,
printer. I remember
Okay.
he picked one up like 2 years ago or so. But look at that fucking thing.
That almost
thing's
looks like it's like
awesome.
like blown glass.
Oh, York! If only you knew.
Blow me.
But yeah, that's amazing. I mean, look, it's even the skull's even got all the fracture lines from being dropped on somebody's head and completely banging them against the bathroom tub. Oh my God. Sorry.
Whoa.
Bathroom tub.
because
This
you have
family
no
show.
experience with that, do you, Brian?
No, none
You've
at
been
all.
watching Dexter New Blood all over again.
How is that? Is that pretty good?
I've only seen the first episode. It's good.
Is it good? I got to check that out. I'll wait for them to release all the episodes and then I'll probably just pick it up.
Yeah, binge it.
Anyway,
Anyway,
to stop that, once we saw the baby and the blood and the chick in the bathtub, my wife was like, no more. Veto.
You know
That was-
what?
awesome.
There's a show, if you haven't watched it, Black Mirror on Netflix. If you can get past the first episode
Is that the
You're
one with the
good.
prime minister's boning the
Yep.
pig?
with the pig, yeah.
But the
Yeah.
pig.
I had a tough time with that show. Yeah, I don't know. Some of the episodes were hit, some of them were miss. They weren't enough to keep me around, though. Unfortunately, I let Junior usually tell me which episodes he liked, and then I'll scroll through and try to find it. And yeah,
Yeah, some pretty
Altered-
good ones.
Altered Carbon, first season.
Altered Carbon is amazing.
that's
First
a great
season.
show.
Yeah.
I think the first. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, my wife walked in while I was watching it, and it happened to be during all those nude scenes, and she's like, "What are you watching?" I said, "Altered
Don't
Carbon."
worry
She's like,
about it.
"Altered porn is what it looks like to me." I'm like,
Is that the one where the guy wakes up like in the future and it's kind of like shadow running in a way and
Yeah.
Yes.
he's
yes.
like a criminal or something? Yeah, that
Blade
was
Runner?
Yes.
yeah, Blade Runner-y. Yeah.
But
I don't know
but
what
only the
Shadowrunning
first
is,
season.
but-
Only the first season's good.
No. The second season is good, but it's got a completely different feel to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one with
Agree to disagree.
Falcon, right?
Anthony Mackie, yes.
Yeah.
I
Good for
tried to
him.
watch it and I couldn't get behind it, honestly. The second season. The first season I watched a couple times for all the nudity.
Hey, Thaler.
Anyways,
Mackie went from fighting Eminem to, fighting Thanos. Good for him.
well, the last bit of news, while the numbers keep creeping up on YouTube and Facebook and everything, I would be remiss if I did not mention one final place, the Patreon page. Head on over to the Patreon page at patreon.com/rollthehard20 podcast. We're starting to restructure the tiers there, so it's they're more relevant to today's standard, and especially with us playing remotely, which is, it looks like this is going to be the way we're going to be doing these things for now on. But we are starting to put together some new things, so head on over there, check it out. You can see all the things that are going on, what we have planned, some of our future ideas of what we want to do. We just need to restructure them, just get them a little tighter, but the feel is still the same. Anybody else have anything else they want to add in the business, Linus, of everything?
Just get this shit started.
Fuck yeah.
Got some gold to cash.
You're not
in
offended
on.
by the word yeah, are you?
What?
This group?
So you guys are currently in Hunclay's library. You had Dempsey over there doing the Wing Chun dummy with the bear. Stubby, you and Warren were admiring Hunclay's bookshelf. I mentioned that there were 3 large shelves that bisected down the middle of this room, and in the northeast corner was a particular iron shelf case that had 2 shelves in it, and it was locked. Stubby, you managed to disarm the trap and get the door open, where you found 16 different tomes. I actually gave Warren a copy of what those books were, and he could look at that at his leisure and ask me any questions he wants. I also mentioned that there was a door in the east wall. There's a door in the west wall, and right beside the door in the west wall is a ladder going up to a trapdoor in the ceiling. Now, at the same time, Flint, you were looking at there were 16 paintings along the west wall that all depicted different constellations and planets, I believe. But you guys had just made the note that you wanted to go to the door to the east. Is that something you guys still wish to do?
That's the eastern door in the southern part of that room by stairs, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, because when you guys came up the spiral stairs, right as soon as you got on the next level, there was a door right in front of you that was in the eastern wall.
Okay.
I described the width of this room, right? Did I describe it? You need me to describe it again?
Yeah, go for it.
Just describe it again.
Okay.
Please.
It's 40 feet wide from east to west and 60 feet from north to south, but the last 20 feet of the northern part of that room is in a curvature of a half circle. And it was in that corner, or in the northwest portion of that half circle is where the bear was at, a stuffed bear. In the northeast corner is where the iron bookcase is, and bisecting down the middle is where the 3 other bookcases were. Directly across from the door in the east wall is a door in the west wall, and right next to that is the ladder that goes up to the trapdoor in the ceiling.
Okay.
Go ahead, Warren.
I was just gonna say Warren's just gonna make sure that he takes a special note. He's going to put collection of rare arcane books to represent the books in the locked case. He's actually not going to name each specific one, and he's going to just put like price ? And then he says to the others as they move to the other room, since Flint is also doing a little bit of inventory, Warren says he'll stay in here and focus on the rest of the library, and everyone else can check the room next door.
Okay.
Since it's not like you have to yell far. If you die in like a blood-curdling manner.
So I'm going to make my way over to that door in the southeast corner and search for some traps.
Okay. Describe how you're going to search for traps.
So I'm going to approach that door, and first I'm going to lightly run my hands along the bottom of the door, and then also along the frame of the door as far as I can go with my stature, obviously. Just taking my time, not putting any pressure, just kind of seeing if I can sense anything that is not normal to the construction of the door.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and make your perception check on that?
That's a
Dempsey's
21.
gonna saddle up to him. Yep.
21. You do not detect any traps on it.
Dempsey's right behind me now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Flint's shortly behind Dempsey as well.
Okay, so I kind of look over my shoulder, just because Dempsey kind of came up on me kind of quietly. I didn't realize he was there, and I'm a little startled that he's like right up on me.
Well, sorry,
No,
Mr.
not.
Stabby.
No, you're not.
How she look?
Dempsey, I didn't detect anything on this door. I'm gonna try to open it up. Is the handle on the left or the right?
It's on the right.
Is there a keyhole?
there is a keyhole.
Okay. I'm gonna say to Flint, hey Flint, you've got you got some keys on you, don't you?
I got 3 of them.
Can you try the keys on this door? I mean, I could
Oh.
use the practice, picking the lock and all, but if we got keys, let's give it a shot.
All right. Flint will attempt to unlock one of the doors with the keys. Either or. I got a silver, a brass, and does the tiny one fit? Or
The
is it
tiny
like
one-
a regular lock?
It looks like a regular lock.
Okay.
But the key folds out to it like a normal size key.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's not like it's all rinky dink. It was just the way that it was wrapped around this large bird's leg that made it. Maybe it was described as being smaller because it was folded, like curled upon itself. So when you unhinge it open,
It's
like
at a normal
it's like a
size
normal
key.
size key. Yeah.
Okay. I'll try one of the keys.
Okay. It goes into the lock, but it doesn't do anything.
Second key, we'll just call it the bronze key.
Okay. It goes in and doesn't do anything either.
The one that we found that was wrapped around the birds. I think it was gold.
It goes in and it does not do anything either.
Did we test if it was even locked?
I was just gonna say.
Yeah, we just checked for traps and tried to pick it.
So Stebby is gonna just try to turn the door handle and see if it opens.
The handle is locked.
Okay. Woo. Lucky. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and try to pick that lock.
Boucher.
Okay.
That's it. I don't remember. Is it disable device or dexterity on that? I don't remember.
I'd go with disabled device.
It
on
is
that.
disabled device. Yeah, it's disabled device. Sorry. Okay. That's an 18.
Okay. As you put your key in there and jiggle this lock and hear the lock come loose, you hear this piercing screech come from the lock. Just this ear-piercing sonic scream. And I need for the 3 of you to make fortitude saves.
Ooh. 19.
Stubby,
16.
Flint,
15.
15. Flint, you did not save. So you other 2 will take half this damage. Flint, you're going to take the full boat.
All right.
16 points of damage.
Oof.
And
What?
You are dazed, Flint.
All right.
As your ears just get this piercing noise, and you basically just grab your heads. Both you, Stubby, and Dempsey grab your ears and kind of turn your head away from the door. Flint, you're just hit with this full-blown sonic blast that actually drops you down to the floor, and you're just totally dazed at this point.
Oh, what the hell was that?
You're
Didn't realize it was. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dempsey's in his
what?
face. Just
Did you say we took half damage from that?
You
Yes,
and
you guys
Dempsey
did.
took half damage.
Jeez.
Warren
I took full boat.
Warren
took-
will. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just describing their damage. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Warren will come over to kind of like check on everyone and just kind of like look at them and just kind of like sigh, face palm slightly.
It's like that scene in Black Hawk Down after that bomb blows off. That one dude's leaning over it. And he's like, just talking to him. And Flint's just like, what?
What?
What the fuck?
Warren is so disappointed at us. 5 seconds he walks away and we're already dead.
Right.
The door is unlocked.
It is unlocked.
It is
Okay.
unlocked.
I will just take a quick glance through like the opening and I'll have detect magic up, seeing if anything in particular glows.
From what you can tell, you don't really see anything abnormal glowing from your position at the
Mhm.
door itself. It appears to be a pretty big room. It looks like it goes in about 30 feet, but because of where you are at the door, which is at the, it would be at the southwestern corner of the room you're looking into, you really can't see the full magnitude of how far north this room stretches.
Okay. If anyone's like down on the floor, Warren will kind of like try to help them up, and then he'll like look over at Flint and say, "You're the healer." He's probably like,
I'm still a little out of it, like shocked of what happened. It's like, what the heck was that?
This was your face when it went off.
Pretty much.
I'm gonna pass over to
The other side.
yeah. For Flint, I'm gonna pass him over one of the potions of cure light wounds that I have, rather than him burn out a spell.
Okay.
So I hand this over and say, Flint, I hope this makes you feel a little better.
And
Still
I believe that it's actually a spell of lesser healing in Pathfinder.
Yeah, it's a
Which
cures 1d8
Yeah, plus
1 level.
per caster level, and it's a first level spell.
Yep, and it's a max.
Is
of
it first
5.
level or second level, David? Do you remember?
Light wounds is the first level.
Yeah. Okay. So. Good.
How many channels
memories.
do you have, Flint?
Don't have my my online hero lab up, so I can't pull that up right now for you.
Um,
3 channels.
Okay. This is my metagaming.
Yeah, cleric channel positive energy. I got 3 of them.
Okay.
Drink.
All right, I'll take the potion.
I imagine you're still just seeing us mouthing at you. Dempsey's kind of like touching your shoulders, like mouthing, "Are you okay?"
And he's answering, and you can't hear him very well either. But
Points. So that's 8 points of healing, and Flint will get up and kind of shake it off. And well, thank you, Stebby. Much appreciated. I don't know what the heck that was. Did anyone else see?
I think it
What it
was
might
the
have been.
lock. The Flint, the lock screamed when I unlocked it.
yeah, as you guys are going back and forth, your dazed condition actually starts to ebb away completely at that point. It doesn't last very long. The damage does, though.
All right.
You guys see Dempsey walk, or he's got his backpack, so he reaches in and he pulls out his own potion, drinks it. Just kind of like nondescriptly, like going about his business. Doesn't really make a big thing about it. Just part of the business.
Just part of the business.
Yep.
And
Can I check out the door and actually cast detect magic and see if there was anything that I could find what caused the scream? Like if
For
if
detect
this is one
magic?
of yes.
It looked like there's some kind of an arcane lock on the mechanism itself, which is why Stubby was unable to detect it when he was searching for traps.
Dempsey's gonna go ahead and walk in the room.
Okay, I'm gonna Dempsey, when you go near the doors, just be cautious. It seems Hunkley might have trapped some of these doors with some arcane magic.
Got it.
As you step into this room, Dempsey, you, like I had described, it's 30 feet in front of you, and as you turn to your left, which is to the north, you see that it extends 40 feet from left to right. You see 2 long, stained oak tables that line the east wall, each cluttered with what appears to be alchemical supplies. As you turn counterclockwise against the western wall, the same door that you just came through, you see a desk with writing implements, ink, sheets of vellum, and a couple scrolls on it. And you see a large chest, which seems to be all the way against the northern wall, just beside the desk itself. This particular room, though, it seems to lack any kind of rugs on the floor. same kind that you had seen throughout the rest of the manor. Instead, all it does is reveal these hard gray stones that were very reminiscent of some of the downstairs rooms that you had gone through. Basically, just you get the idea that the bones of the structure weren't just at ground level, but reach up vertically as well. So,
based on the fact that it was trapped, I think Dempsey's assuming there must be something of importance here. So I'm just going to kind of move at half speed and do like a 360 of the room, just see if there's anything else jumping out. And then if I don't die, I'll call the other guys in.
okay. So you're looking around, you don't see anything other than the stuff that I described. The desk with the chair, some writing implements, and a couple of rolled up scrolls. Against the east wall, the two tables with different alchemical mixtures and whatnot, vials, petri dishes, some of those beaker bulbs,
Bunsen burners.
Yeah. And the Bunsen burners or whatever they would have had to ignite it, all the flames are out. They haven't been burning, so.
Seems safe enough, gentlemen.
All clear, Ripley.
With Dempsey saying that Flint wants to enter the room, and I want to use my stone cunning to see if there's any kind of like trap floors or anything abnormal or different from all the other rooms, and also check if there's any kind of different cutouts on the walls, maybe for like a trap door, hidden door, some kind.
Okay, go ahead and make your. Do you need a roll with advantage, or how are you?
It's perception with +2 for stone cunning.
Okay, give it to me.
All right.
That's what she said.
Oh shit! Snap.
Actually, that's pretty good. That is 28.
28. As you're looking around, you're checking the room out. You check the floors. You're checking the east wall, west wall, north wall, south wall, even the ceiling, and you don't see anything that would indicate that there's some kind of a hidden cache. There's no other hidden doors or trap doors or anything else like that. The room appears to be exactly what it is, some kind of a study.
All right, Dempsey. It doesn't appear to have any booby trap doors or any hidden walls, doors, or anything of that sort. So I think we might be okay.
I think he kind of takes his boot and like nudges that chest. He's like, I wonder what's in here.
It's a mimic. Just kidding.
Yeah. Start fighting it off.
Get that skull out there again. Get mileage out of that thing.
I was gonna say you're gonna get so much use out of that thing.
Oh yeah, total mileage. Man, I just can't get over how beautiful that thing looks. I wonder if he rendered in somebody's skull to make it look so good.
Let's get the forensic scientists in here.
Make sure his wife's okay.
That looks a lot like your neighbor.
Right?
Should get that check for DNA.
Yeah. No more loud barking dogs, you know?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Did that guy like park in front of your house too often?
No,
the important part is he's not doing it now. Yeah.
So where is Warren? Is Warren still in the same...
In fact, as you guys are going through looking at this room, Warren, what are you doing right now that you're sequestered away from everybody else at this time?
I am probably at this point wrapping up, going through the rest of the library. Warren will Warren is not like listing every book, but he is like kind of skimming each shelf. If there is a notable book title that he thinks, should be noted specifically, he will do so. But otherwise he will say, like at the end of it, he will say, library, approximately this many books on history, or this many books on, political history, this many books on this subject, this many books on this subject. And he's probably wrapping that up about now, and is probably starting to like kind of appraise and take in the paintings.
And as you're doing that, you hear that voice in your mind. Belhaim, I want you to take that book. I told you about.
Which book was that?
Quickly.
The Book of
Astral
Extended
Shift
Summon?
of Realm.
Oh.
Take it quickly while the others aren't watching. Suck it.
Warren
shut,
is
Fitz.
just sighing. Warren will, at that point, kind of surreptitiously wander back to the book case where it is. I can't remember. Did Scabby lock it afterwards?
No, it was still unlocked,
Okay.
from my understanding.
Warren will carefully, but not trying to be too. He's not trying to be like overly sneaky about it, but he's just trying to be very moving matter of fact and very specifically, almost like he's just curious. Goes in, finds the book that he is being harangued about, and starts just kind of taking a few minutes and idly walking through the bookcases with it in his hand as he looks like he's reading it. And then after a moment, as he like rounds a bookcase, he'll just very carefully just like close it and just put it in his pack.
And as you're holding it and close the covers, you feel like the covers, which just appear to be swirling, you could almost feel them oscillating between your fingers as you close it and secure it on your person. And you hear, "That is very good, Belhaim. That is what I needed."
What did you give him? Like the Necronomicon? It's like, jeez.
The other little voice in my head is Stabby.
I just had a flashback of stealing my sister's diary. Like, I'm not actually taking this.
Bring it back with a few pages missing.
I just realized your last name is the same as the town we're in. That's nice.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like 6 episodes later. Way to go.
But after that, Warren will start wandering towards the others and kind of poking his head in and seeing how's it going in here.
And you see Flint and Dempsey are already inside. And Stabby is, I'm assuming you're just inside of the threshold, or are you actually all the way in the room?
I'm just in the threshold of the room.
And that's what you see as you come up to him, Warren.
Okay. I'll look down at Stabby. Oh, I'm sorry. Are we bored here already?
Me and Flynn are just doing like finger signs to each other, like rock, paper, scissors.
Like, who's going to set off the trap? Flint will actually walk over to the table of beakers and stuff, and I'm going to take my time and actually use more of my detect magic on these things. So it would be like maybe 10 minutes of concentrating on the area. Do I?
What is it you want to look at?
You said there was like a desk and there was beakers, burners.
Yeah, but the desk is on the west wall, and the beakers and whatnot are against the east wall. So,
Okay, I want to get closer to the table. Like walk over to it.
So not the desk, but the table. Okay.
The table, sorry.
Describe for me what you wish to do.
You're frozen, my
Did we
friend.
lose him?
Ooh,
Did we lose you, Flint?
He's focusing too intently on the table with the beakers and
yeah, he's like 10 minutes of concentration.
right?
This is some good character acting right here.
I know,
in it.
right?
So Stebby calls out, "Hey, Dempsey, but I see you kicked the chest. Did it move?
Did it?
It
I don't
did
know.
not.
You kicked it,
I
not
kind
me."
of gave it a little nudge. No, Brian, did it move when I kicked it?
No, it felt very dense. Not like it
Seems-
was organic. Definitely not like it was hollow either.
Yeah, it seems like something's in here. Can I try to lift the lid? I'm gonna detect locks.
It is locked. You do see that there is a lock in the front of it.
Okay.
So as you lift it, you could tell that it is still locked.
I turn back to Stabby and I'm like, I didn't even have to roll for that. I could tell it was locked.
Oh, fancy boy.
Yeah.
So as you're
Um,
contemplating what you're going to do with that chest, Flint, why don't you go ahead and tell me the roll you're going to make when you look at these tables?
Okay, I don't think it's a roll. I think it's just if I could sense any magic aura around any items.
You do see that there are several vials, flasks, if you would, that do tend to give off an aura about them. And they are the only things that are on the table. But it would appear that like all the components and materials that are laid out and measured and dumped in beakers and whatnot, they're either inert or they're incomplete. And the only things that you see that are complete are these 5 flasks, which tend to give off that kind of aura.
Okay.
Anybody have craft alchemy?
So I was just checking on.
Did you freeze again?
No, I was just looking.
Make
I'm
this
going
guy
off
start
of,
humming or something. You're gonna need a
Yes.
clock in the background so I can see.
No, I was looking for it on my sheet, but I don't see it. So I don't think I have craft alchemy.
Okay. Dempsey,
Isn't that typically a feat, being able to like brew potions and stuff?
But it just depends on what lines up on my on what I ended up picking.
I think alchemist and pathfinder, because there's like alchemist like tinder twigs and like sun rods, stuff like that, where it's not typically magic per se, but you would still, I believe you would still use the alchemy set to make that stuff. And then like potions is something you go through as a wizard. I think they get a first level, if I'm correct. You can get brew potions and like write scrolls.
and all
I'd
you
have to
fellow
brush.
slingers out there, please be patient with us as we still go through the nuances of Pathfinder. We're so used to playing 5e and other systems and whatnot that we're still learning the intricacies of this. So please beware and be kind.
And
you
let
for
us
your-
know.
Yeah,
Where
let
we're
us know
messing
where we're
up.
screwed up, definitely. So let Flint know
He's
where
ready.
he fucked up. I didn't do it.
The bottom line is that none of us can brew potions. So, Warren has spellcraft. However, I don't think that would apply to this.
What are you guys doing over there? You guys making hooch or something? Let's go. We
Yeah,
got
hooch that
stuff to-
shit, yo.
We got stuff to inventory. I see a chest over in the corner. Dempsey, do you want me to take a stab at opening that chest?
Yes, please.
Okay. So Stebby kind of pushes his way, past Flint and Dempsey. I
would like to over Stabby's shoulder real quick, just take a quick look to see if the lock itself is magical.
It is.
I see like kind of
Fuck
Stabby like
you,
there. And
Warren. I was waiting, man. I was gonna take him down.
I see like Stabby like pulling out his like lock picks and like his toolkit and stuff, and I see him like kind of like looking at like measuring stuff, and Warren will just kind of like like tap Stabby on the head and then point to the lock and say, you might want to be a little extra careful there.
Why? Is this just not your typical lock? Or is it like that screaming lock we had back there?
I think this might be a cousin to the screaming lock, so this one may also be displeased at you trying to open it. I'm gonna go stand in the other room, and Warren walks out of the room to stand like just on the other side of the door.
All right. So I am going to drink one of my potions first. My cure light wounds.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 7 on that.
Nice.
Get 7 hit points back.
No, you get more than that. You get 8.
It should be more.
It should be 8. It's 1d8.
Oh, 7.
plus 1.
Yeah. Plus 1. Yeah. So 8 points. Okay. So I get 8 points back. That's good. And then I say, hey, Dempsey, Flint, Warren thinks that this is a magical trap. I'm going to try to disable it, but it might get a little dicey in here. You guys keep an eye on me.
Will do. I'll revive you if you fall.
I feel like this is like a bomb robot coming in to like just bring the. We just like leave the room.
Stabby's like hurt locker right now.
So this would be considered a magic trap, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I think DC on a magical
From
trap is 25.
From everything that Warren has told you, this definitely appears to be a magical trap.
You mean the thing of saying, "Hey, Stabby, you should be a little extra careful here," and then promptly leaving the room?
Oh, well, I was assuming, I guess maybe I metagamed on that you had informed him that it was arcane. But what'd you get, Stabby?
I told.
I haven't rolled yet.
Okay.
I told Dempsey. I don't know if Stabby was in the room when I.
Where are you, Flynn? Are you in the room as well?
I'm in the far east by the beakers and stuff.
By Beaker, like the Muppet?
No, by the beakers on the table. Damn, Beaker. It's that map again.
Where are you at, Dempsey?
We're back at the quarry.
Oh yeah, I'm back in town having a beer. I'll stay in the room, but I am gonna take a step back, so I'll be like 5 feet away. I would love to help you or give you some kind of aid, but I don't have any of that skill, so I'm just giving you like verbal aid.
Trying
You're 5
to see
feet away from Warren or from Stubby as he does this? Or... Okay.
You got this, Mr. Stubby.
I don't recall. Does any of the party have a shield?
I don't know.
I do have shield as one of my.
Not a spell, but a physical shield.
I have a shield. I can give you my physical shield off my back.
Hey, Flint, you mind if I borrow your shield for a moment?
Yes, go ahead. And I'll remove it off my back and give it to Stabby.
Is it a round shield or a tower shield?
It's a round shield.
Okay. So I want to place that. I'm going to use the shield with my, just kind of prop it up against the chest and kind of shield myself from any potential blast or anything.
But how are you going to see the lock?
I'm going to sit.
Hands.
So if this is the lock, I'm going to have the shield off to the side. And I'm going to be kind of like around the shield.
I'll hold the shield. I got you, man.
Thanks, Dempsey.
Stabby, right. You're the one that's going to unlock it, right?
I'm going to attempt the disable device.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Do you feel confident, Stabby?
No, I don't. That's an 11.
11. Both of you make your fortitude saves.
Ooh, flaccid 19. That's a 24.
Okay.
Oh.
Stabby?
Oh, fuck. I rolled a 10.
10. Dempsey,
Same.
you're going to take half of this. 6, 12. Oh, shit. 16.
Ooh.
And Stubby, you're behind the shield, right?
I am.
So you're going to take this, which is 7 points.
Nice.
Okay.
And you're... who failed?
I failed.
Oh, you failed. So you... Yeah, actually, you take the full amount of that. The 7 points. Sorry. Blah, blah.
Wait, I took 16 or 7?
7. You took
Okay.
7. Because your head was behind the shield. So instead of taking the 4d6, you took 3d6. But you're still dazed and on the floor with this shield basically half covering you. But the chest is unlocked.
And this is the same thing, like a scream, like a loud.
Yeah, you hear this loud, piercing, just subsonic. Yeah! As this lock echoes out. The lock is not unlocked. I'm sorry, it is not unlocked.
Yeah, I failed.
Shoot.
You hear a diva hit the high note.
Christmas came early.
So that lock.
Warren will poke his head back in and say, "Did it work?"
What?
Flint, you're just hanging out back there by that table.
Yeah, I'm staying cover, but are you guys still within, since this is a 40-foot wide room, right? Warren, are you at the door?
30 by 40.
Warren is
30 by
at
40.
the door. He's like just on the other side of it, kind of like poking around, going like.
Now you have a
Let's see.
picture of the manor,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the room that you guys are. Whoops, sorry. This is the room you guys are in.
Yes.
okay.
So
Warren will come in, and he'll like kind of like squat down in front of the chest, in front of the lock. Are there any like sigils or any kind of carving or anything that he can identify that is, for lack of a better description, like an anchor to the magic that is keeping this chest trapped?
ironically, as you kneel down to look at the lock in the chest, you no longer detect any arcane magic coming off of it any longer.
Okay.
So it's a one-time use thing.
Okay.
It's either inert or dormant, one of the two.
Okay. Well, I will relay that information, and like once Stabby's eyes become uncrossed,
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna-
focusative.
and I'll offer my hand to help him up.
Where's your
Same.
fucking hand?
What
As,
happened? What happened?
Well, good news and bad
What?
news. Good
The
news
lock
and
is
bad news.
done.
What?
So is your hearing.
We're having fun?
So sure. Oh, fuck.
I tell Stabby, well, so the lock does not appear to be trapped anymore, at least not by magic. But it is not open.
Ugh. So no magic.
I cannot see any magic on the lock specifically.
Okay. The shield is on the floor. I kick it over towards Flint and say, thank you. And then I'm going to attempt to disable that device again.
Okay.
That one's a 23.
Boom. You hear the lock disengage.
Okay. I flip that bitch open.
Yeah.
What do I see?
As you're looking inside, you notice 6 books laying side by side, spines up, in pristine condition, laying on velvet.
First editions.
So was this adventure written by like Read for America?
This is written by your scholastic neighbors.
Can I tell from the bindings? Can I read what they're written in?
Make an Arcana check.
I don't have Arcana.
Okay.
If you read 5 of them, you get a free pizza, personal pan pizza at Pizza Hut.
If you're looking at that, go ahead and make a will save.
Oh shit!
If you're trying to look at the bindings.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see if I can make out what language they're in.
Yeah, go ahead and make a will save.
That's a 12.
12. As you're looking at the books, trying to decipher what each one says, you start seeing letters, but you're just so revolted by looking at it that you have to turn away or retch right there. It just is, you get goosebumps from fear. You start breaking out in a sweat, and you're just compelled to walk away from the chest.
Okay. I guess I walk away from the chest
You walk
since
away
I'm
from
compelled.
it. Just make your full movement away from the chest. So you'll be down by Flint.
Yes.
Once Stabby walks away, Warren kind of like leans over and looks down at
Go ahead
the
and
binding.
Make your will save as well, Warren.
Will save, you say? Will save. We have a. Oh, that's not terrible. That's a 17.
17.
Yes.
You're able to look upon these books and see the 6 titles of each.
Okay.
One of them is called a Scroll of Campfire Wall. I'm sorry, my bad.
What was that?
No, that was something else. These particular spell books look like they range on a very high wizard level. And although you're still unable to discern the exact names, you're not revolted by them, which makes them accessible for you to grab.
Warren does understand, obviously common, but also draconic, dwarven, elven, ignan, and infernal. Does this fall under any of those?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I was actually going over something.
Draconic, dwarven, elven, ignan, and infernal.
Infernal would probably be the closest, and I'm going to have to be ambiguous about the names of these, but I'm going to imagine that you probably reach in and grab a few of them.
Yeah.
And as you're thumbing through them, you notice that these are some of the highest level spells that you've ever seen. We're talking like 3rd level, 4th level, 5th level spells. Stuff that is so far beyond your capability to even attempt at this point, without causing yourself great bodily harm, if not complete demise. But you do notice that one of the books has a copy of a secret page. There's a gloss in the margin on this page that has 4 words noted in it. Eox, Octurn, Carcosa, and Dominion. And only the word Dominion has not been crossed out.
And
Sorry. I thought you were going to say the 4 words were our characters' names.
No.
Do those names ring any bells, particularly as it pertains to the Dark Tapestry?
Carcosa does. As a distant, far-off land, you know that it has something to do with an elder god. And Dominion would be a faraway place as well. But other than that, you lack the context of what these 4 words could be in conjunction with, especially with the other 3 crossed off.
Yeah. The only thing that I could think of is that they are locations he's meaning to visit to search for something, and there is still one left. Warren will actually, is there a tablecloth or something?
They're resting on like a blanket of velvet.
Oh, okay. I will very carefully take that velvet and wrap the books up.
Make an appraisal as you're wrapping these.
Oh, Warren's sure that these things are probably worth more money than even, the Baroness might have as liquid. That's a 24.
Just these books alone are worth close to 20,000 gold pieces.
Big money, big money, big money.
Yeah, jackpot.
Okay. Warren will wrap them up very carefully in the velvet so that they're not easily accessible.
His pockets.
Actually, he is very, very obviously putting them in the the top of his pack so that they are easily accessible. These are not things to leave laying around in a manner whose the practitioner is dead. Bad things will happen.
He points at us. He's like, "You ain't seen nothing."
Yeah, and that's something that you're going to. I mean, if you plan on looking throughout, through these books or whatnot, you'd want to spend time outside of whatever you're doing. I mean, you would need to focus in, not just minutes, but probably hours, if not days, to delve through these. But that's not something that you have the time to do, let alone probably the opportunity if the Baroness was as serious as she was about making sure you just inventory and not take anything else. So.
Right. Well, okay. Warren, just for the record, and if anyone asks, this is Warren's response, he says, these are too dangerous to be left in an empty house, even though they have the protections on them that they do. What he fully intends to, when we go and make our report to the Baroness, say, and we also have these, and he would explain exactly what they are and why he brought them to her.
Very good.
So
Flint, you managed to procure 5 flasks. Warren, after Stubby opened up the chest, you procured the 5 books out of there. What else would you like to do?
I would like to go back to that chest and see if there's a false bottom.
Okay. Now, Warren has taken the velvet blanket out with the books. So
Yep.
you just see a wooden base. Go ahead and make
My perception check.
please.
26.
26.
nice.
You do not detect any type of false bottom. What you see is exactly what it is.
Which is lame.
You know what they say? False bottom girls make the world go round.
Jesus.
Wow.
Somebody mute this guy's window.
Sorry. Open night, Mike.
I
Roll a
step
fortitude
back.
save.
I step back to Flint and again, I thank him profusely for lending me his shield. I believe, Flint, I may have perished had it not been for this shield saving my life.
Yeah, it did save you. It did definitely knock
Good chunk off of you.
deflect a lot of the damage that could have taken you full brunt, especially having failed that. So,
Okay, for this instance, I actually wanted to use one of my cure light wounds for Stabby. So that's going to be D8 plus caster level 2. So that is 9 points of healing.
oh, Stubby.
Oh,
This is like old
So
times.
that gives you a little bit of a perk.
I'm
like-
feeling so good.
I know, it's just like old times. All you need is to ride on somebody's shoulders again.
Hey, anybody see my candles?
No, put those things away.
It's looking a little dark in here.
So you guys have managed to look at the alchemist's table, check out the chest. What else would you like to do?
Is there anything of note in here that needs to be inventoried?
Well, there's still a desk.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah,
I
with
will
the 4
take
scrolls at the top of it, as well as writing utensils.
Oh, can I see what the scrolls are of?
Sure.
Okay.
You want to unfurl those, or what would you like to do?
First I'm going to look at them with detect magic.
Okay. Now I'm going to assume that any type of a scroll that has some kind of a spell upon it would give a faint aura to it.
That's how I've always understood
Yeah,
it.
just because of the spidery words of magic, the incantation of them themselves would be able to
Mhm.
give off something transferent from the author. And you do detect that they each give off a slight aura.
Okay. Okay, I will very, very carefully and very slowly open each one just to make sure it's not like a trapped scroll.
First one you open, the header says Scroll of Campfire Wall.
Okay.
Second one, slowly unfurl. Scroll of Excruciating Deformation.
God, I thought you were going to say scroll of excrement.
That's the third one.
That's pretty shitty.
Third, Scroll of Haunting Mists. And the final one says Scroll of Magic Circle Against Chaos.
What was the second one? I'm sorry. Scroll of excruciating what?
Deformation.
Exclamation. What?
You're
Now,
not-
I know that
Excruciating
the
excrement.
first one can be found in the Advanced Player's Guide, and 2 and 3 can be found in Ultimate Magic, and I'm assuming that the 4th one can be found within the core rule book. And I have those books, so I could shoot you over the information, or you and I could get
That
together
would
at some
be
point.
lovely.
Yeah.
What?
Is that desk have any drawers in it?
It does not.
It's just
Just a
basically
straight
a
up-
table.
Yep,
It's a
basically
table,
a table with a chair on it. And like I said, it's got ink, it's got pens, other writing implements, it's got sheets of vellum, and
Can
those
I-
4 scrolls.
Can I tell if the ink is the special type of ink that is typically used to pen spell books or scrolls?
Why don't you make an Arcana check? Or I don't think you'd have that kind of a late or just you wouldn't be able to tell that just by looking at it, would you? How would you detect that?
So it's typically if it is a rare item ingredient. Now Warren did actually learn from a wizard, even though he himself is not a wizard.
Okay, then you would know that these would have been put into a spell book, but it looks like Hunclay probably didn't have time, or he probably didn't forget. It never made it into his daily itinerary before he bought the dust.
Mm-hmm. Bought the dust, bit the dust.
Well, it's done now,
Went-
so
met-
it's bought.
went to
He's
go
paid
meet-
for. Bought and paid for
Yeah.
dust. I'm gonna buy that dust. Bought it and paid for.
Okay.
Got the T-shirt.
Got the t-shirt.
Warren is going to pack up the 4 scrolls and put them next to the 6 spell books because they are loose spells. Bad idea just to have laying around.
Okay.
Who's so irresponsible leaving these spells out like
I know,
this?
man. So
Exactly.
responsible dying without securing this shit first, right?
Because, obviously a screaming lock is not going to protect things like this.
I don't know. One would beg to say that if that shield wasn't there, I think Stabi probably would have perished.
Pretty close.
Let's just, for goofs, let's see what that 4th 6-sider would have looked like. 4.
Oh,
That-
so it would have been 11 damage.
That I got.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no, not 11. If
Okay.
I would have taken the full, I still would have been okay, even at the full.
Yeah, because I had to roll it separate from his because you had the shield there, but you would have taken the full. What did you get, Dempsey? 16 on that?
Yeah, you said it was half a 16 because
Yeah.
I made the save.
Yeah, because you made the
So,
save.
yeah, save.
So you would have taken the full 16 without that shield there.
I think
Boy.
also while you guys are all doing that and Warren's looking at the scrolls and stuff, like boom, boom, pretty much back to back, Dempsey's just been hit by this like scream thing. So just for the first time, you're gonna see like his
Tears.
his calm exterior kind of cracks, and he turns around and he just comes down on that alchemist table with his wrapped fist, and he just gives it to it. Do I break the table?
Yeah, make a strength check. I was going to wait for you to finish your tirade there.
So that's going to be an
tantrum.
18.
18. You see, you don't just break this table, you splinter it, and you see all the components that were on there, all angled towards the center, shatter across the floor. You see little sparks here and there that just kind of die out on the stone floor. Nothing dangerous, but you definitely get the feel that Dempsey is like, "What the fuck are we doing here? We're wasting our fucking time. We should be getting drunk."
He
But-
you also see like slight like smoke coming off it. It's like burnt as well. And he reaches up and he holds his nose and he's like, I'm sorry, I lost myself. And he just goes and stands by the door.
Warren
Put
just
myself
gives
in the
Dempsey a Warren just gives Dempsey a cautionary look and says, "Please be glad that he had nothing volatile there. That was not the table in this room to break."
The acid sprays into his face. Hey, Two-Face.
Permanently disfigured.
Nice.
Warren,
Anyway.
we might perhaps write down that table as damaged goods on our inventory list.
When we walked in, it was already
We found it that way.
We found
that
it.
happened last time I came here.
Warren puts down a splintered alchemy table and then puts a little in parentheses bad experiment ?
That's so funny. We start fucking shit up and writing it off. Oh.
Anyways, we still have quite a ways to go.
You do.
Do we want to do we want to go to the other side of the library, or do we want to try the trap door?
I start to flinch when I hear the word trap.
Yeah.
I get
the ceiling
PTSD.
Well, this room wasn't a trap door, and we still got our asses handed to us.
door? I mean, you all did.
Well, what would you like to do? You've got a trap door in the ceiling, and you got a door across the way.
Let's start with the door across the way.
All right, well, let's walk through that door next session.
Hey.
Kick the door down.
Hey, baby. Once again, Eric Kent, thank you very much for this beautiful dice roller. Love it.
That is stunning. Stunning.
Well done. Beautiful.
That's pretty nice.
Let's send out a missing persons report. Thank you for joining us once again on Roll the Hard 20 podcast. Remember, you can find us and subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeart Radio, Amazon Podcasts, and Audible. And if you like what you're listening to, leave us that 5-star rating and review. We've also got a YouTube channel at Roll the Hard 20, so if you're into watching, head on over there and hit that like bell, and don't forget to subscribe. We can also be found in the wild on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so don't forget to check us out and look for us out there. You can also contact the show directly at rollthehard20podcast@gmail.com or head on over to the website at rollthehard20podcast.com, where you can also download the current show directly and view our archives and galleries. We got a lot of interesting stuff posted there, so head on over. And finally, join us on our Patreon page at patreon.com/rollthehard20podcast, where you can become a hard slinger and pick up swag. So until next session, keep your dice warm and your glass topped off as you roll those hard 20s.